Okay. Is this what? Okay.
I'm in delinquents, isn't it?
I'm recording. There is one more thing I think I need to do. I need to test this. Okay, that's working. This is all recording in the right places. All right. So we should probably do a level of intro. Hi guys. Hi. Oh, fuck's sake, man.
This is the intro, by the way.
This is the intro. Fuck it.
This is the intro.
This is
yeah.
the intro.
Yeah.
I'm Doc.
Oh, it's pre-written intro. Fuck off.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. I'm not talking about pre-writing
and
Yeah.
I get to see you in real time, looking to your left.
You get to see me in real time. You see me in real time, looking to my left and going, yeah, flex, muscle cam. That's good. You don't understand.
You get to see me in real time.
Nah, bro. Already mad. Already fucking mad.
Have a nice.
So angry. So fucking angry straight off the bat. I'm Doc. You might also know me as Mohammed Hussein. And I'm speaking today with my very good close friend, by default, but sort of for real, friend Tseng. And together we are, let's say it together, yeah, the Diamond Delinquents.
The Diamond Delinquents.
The Diamond Delinquents. We're the Diamond fucking
So
Delinquents. That's what we are. We're a fucking hard bunch. So, just how to give an idea how this works. This is the main camera for me. There's a camera here for Tseng, and there's this camera here, which represents the people. So if you want to shout into that camera, just pretend, like, turn to your side or something, and I'll act as though, and I'll sort of be like, yeah, listen to him, what he's saying.
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna tell you to tell. Yeah.
Yeah, listen to him. Listen to what he's saying. Fucking hell, he's a hard cunt. He is.
But
Don't say the C word. Also don't say the C word.
Can you introduce me as the professor?
Yeah. So actually, this is what you should. You know what? I actually fully meant to introduce you as Professor Tseng. So this is my friend Professor Tseng. He's a professor in all kinds. But
all of it.
And he also he was closely involved to get serious. He was closely involved in the editing and reshooting of Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut, and he also is a multi Sundance Film Festival winner. And you can Google both those things, and you'll see his face just plastered everywhere. It was a huge event. If you didn't really hear about it, probably uncultured, aren't you? Anyway,
I have one of every Nobel Prize.
Yeah, every Nobel Prize.
Yep, including the original one for Dynamite.
I appreciate for. Yep. Okay. Cool. I appreciate that you called it the Nobel Prize as well. You spell it. You look at the ones you have, and it actually says Noble on it. Fucking absolute lying
Nobel.
cunt.
I'm not French.
You're not fucking oui, le Nobel.
Nobel.
So
drink straight grape juice.
Sorry? I'm sorry.
Nothing, mate.
Do I drink straight grape juice? Fuck you, man. No, it's just water. So I had a couple of things I wanted to just discuss with you. So, I mean, first of all, how you doing, mate? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah, all right. That's good. That's a really good. Thanks. Yeah.
Had a chill week. Working. You know how it is.
Yeah, fucking absolute liar. What? I keep touching the mouse, and it keeps fucking up your camera that I'm recording, pissing me off.
So unprofessional.
I'm just gonna have. Okay.
So I didn't win one of every Nobel Prize for this. Yeah.
I did not
my
win.
rates are.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna take a moment to just look at some settings. So
What's happening right now?
This
is content.
We're back. Like, this is top tier content. Hey, I'm trying to figure out the kinks, man.
This is real content.
This is real content. I'm trying to figure out the kinks. Let me do it. I appreciate that in your background you have a very important picture A picture near and dear to both of our hearts. Don't do that, man. That's not.
I'm
That's not.
thirsty. I need
That's
a
not a
drink.
real bottle. You're drinking out of
It
a
is.
gas canister. Look at that. It says
Hydrate.
hydrate on it. What else you gonna do with it, man?
Hydrate, innit?
Hydrate. Oh, I hate your cardigan.
You're talking about the Little Mermaid fishes, right?
No, that's disgusting. What? Hang on a second. You don't have kids. Why is that there? Oh, Prince Andrew.
Mate,
Prince Andrew, where are you?
No, I'm a member of the royal family. No, for the same reason that the carpet is pink and glittery, because this house once belonged to a family that did have kids, and this is the only room they decorated.
And she
and
died
did
in that
anything
room,
with
didn't
the
she?
entire house, and it's got fucking fishes on it.
She died in that
You know
room,
what?
didn't she, the little kid?
I hope so, and I hope she's like trying to haunt me and failing because she's fucking pathetic.
Easy, man. She must be like 7 years old. You know,
I think I'll kick a 7-year-old ghost. I don't care.
it's 7 years. You know what? It's a ghost. Hang on, that's a question for you. Do morals
Just look
normally
at the band,
do morals normally apply in crimes against underage ghosts?
Ghosts aren't real, so you can do whatever you want.
No, yeah, but what if though, right? An apparition, maybe not a ghost, not an otherworldly spirit, but just an apparition, a person, died at the age of what's a shit annoying age? 9, yeah, because 9-year-olds are fucking snotty, aren't they? So if a 9-year-old died as a baby and decided, hey, completely lost my
good?
train of thought. Completely lost my train of thought.
Listen, right? Listen. Like, let's chuck everything you're saying out the window because it's bollocks, yeah. And let me phrase it like this, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Ghosts aren't real, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So is a ghost pedo a bad thing?
But is the
That's what
ghost
you're trying to
doing
get
the is
to.
the
That's
ghost
the real crux of the issue here?
is the ghost doing the pedo in or being pedoed?
The ghost is a kid, and you're the ped.
Oh,
You're touching up
you know what?
a
Oh, no,
ghost
I'm not
kid.
touching. Hey, you know what? I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that.
Yeah,
I'm not touching
think
that
so.
physically,
Didn't think
emotionally,
so.
or metaphysically either. This is it's not. But if we're talking, you know what? Okay, because I'm currently 2 for 2 for talking about paedophilia on podcasts, right? On episodes, which is a really shit statistic to be a real statistic for me right now. Let's just say, let's just talk about child murder, because that's a safer topic to discuss, isn't it? It's child murder. So
I mean,
Or-
none of this is.
I mean, okay, all right. If you booted a 7-year-old boy ghost up the ass as hard as you could, I mean, put your toes into it, right? But it posed no threat to you. Have you done something that's out of order, unfair, morally wrong?
Did you say this was a ghost kid?
Yeah, it's a 7-year-old snotty ghost kid. But you know what? The snot
You-
from the ghost is real.
It's fine. They're a ghost. Do whatever you want.
You're just gonna boot it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you misplace the kick,
You know why, right? Because
Mm.
if I can boot a ghost, do you know how powerful that makes me? Because ghosts go through stuff, so if I can boot a ghost, then I'm like Jesus levels
yeah,
ability.
I don't think so, because no, because you're not that strong.
Yeah.
Because nah,
Mm,
man. Because no, nah. You're a
Okay.
you're a dork, and that's fine, and that's okay, because dorks have their own market,
Okay.
man. They have their own market in the world.
Thanks for telling one, but yeah. No, I get what you mean. Yeah. That's fine.
No, look, man. I'm just being serious with you. Anyway, They're so fucking dismissive and disrespectful. I'm just being serious with you anyway. It's such a fucking
You know what? As well, like before we started this, I googled for topics for podcasts because you said you didn't have any topics, yeah.
Yeah.
And on the first link I found, the first topic is the paranormal. So that's that's got to be a sign from God.
That's got to be that's
and I don't
A, a
even
sign
believe
from
him.
God, or B, that's a really like this doesn't bode well for me trying to claim that I'm better than the average person, because I've gone with the most bottom of the barrel Google click first topic available is the paranormal, and I did that completely organically.
That's pretty embarrassing.
That is okay. Moving on from the fucking paranormal. I don't. By the way, that wasn't an as topic. That was just us riffing. Because improv, guys.
You didn't need to explain that. I think that.
And Nandi, cut that out.
That it's quite clear that was an official topic.
Nandi, cut that out. Don't let me look bad. No, that's not Nandi. This will be Nandi. Cut that out. She's right behind me.
Yeah, she's looking at the fish.
She's right behind me, looking at the fish.
Yeah. Pathetic.
So the general basis of this podcast, to go back into a little bit of podcast mode, the general basis of this podcast is I say it's a podcast, it's a show more than anything, and not a good one at that either. It's to journal how I feel about things, right? To be very open and honest about how I feel about things. I've spoken to you countless times. We probably have a ridiculous number of hours of conversation. Unbelievably nervous before starting this podcast. This episode. Unbelievably nervous. And
Why?
Then, I don't know, man. It takes me a while to ease into this.
Are you nervous about the podcast, or are you nervous about talking to me on the podcast?
Nah, man. I don't get nervous about talking to people, man.
What?
I'm nervous about.
I'm not.
I'm nervous. I'm
like higher than...
I emanate heat like a nuclear radiator, right? I just fucking just always emanate heat, right? And I'm nervous that one day I'll overload nah, that's a cheap joke, isn't it? I'll overload and detonate.
I sent myself forward into the future on Thursday when I was off to make you nervous about today. Honestly, in your room.
The joke's on you because I looked
astral projected into your room to make you nervous.
Joke's on you because I looked 3 weeks into the past and adjusted your diet to make you think that, so I anticipated that anyway. Food for thought, innit?
I've got an iron stomach, so
food for thought, innit?
You know what? I'll drink.
No, put it down. What? Why does it squeak? Why does it squeak? It's like it sounds like a bird chirping.
Top. Sorry?
It sounds like a bird chirping.
Yeah, I know. There's like a hole in the top so that when you're drinking it, it can flow freely out because there's like air goes in and it can flow out and annoy everybody in a 10-meter vicinity.
Yeah, that's it. Queer.
Critical equipment.
No. Queer tickle.
I mean, at least I don't have to drink out of a straw like a fucking 10-year-old.
Yeah, you say that. I get 3 liters of water a day, which is what I recommend to everyone.
You know,
I fucking piss so much. I fucking piss all the time. You know what? Actually, last night I went to KFC, right? Went to get KFC for me and Nand, because I was just running late and I was like, we'll just do that for dinner. And as I go there, they're like, it's a 20-minute wait for original recipe chicken, and I was like, no, I'm not waiting that long I'm not waiting 20 minutes more to eat when I'm already running late. So I had got myself 8 chicken wings instead. And I ate all 8 of them, right? I woke up at 2 a.m. my stomach was hurting so bad. Like, it felt like it was both gonna burst and implode. It hurt so bad. Absolute just water came out, man.
What, like
I fucking I fucking pissed,
shit?
man.
Like you shit pissed?
I fucking pissed, and then I fucking pissed, man. I couldn't, and that's a real story. I'm not afraid to tell people that. It's a real story. I pissed, and then I fucking pissed.
The funniest thing about you saying that is the fact that I could just see your literal wife in the background just chilling watching fish,
Yeah.
while you're 3 meters away shouting, "I fucking pissed."
Nandy, I pissed, and then I pissed. And then I did it again at 7 a.m. So, you know, I had to really... So I'm fucking well tired, man. I'm fucking so tired.
Oh.
Hey, so...
That's a shame, man.
So this conversation has been like 75% organic. It's how it feels.
This is how we talk.
Okay, yeah. So these are the things that I remembered I wanted to tell you about, right? So I've been browsing TikTok a lot recently, and I saw this guy. Oh my god, it's so fucking absolute dorks, man. Absolute fucking dorks. And this is coming from me. I admitted we were going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons soon on the first episode, which I still stand by. I think it's still a very valid group exercise. It's a social activity. Check your phone again, because since the last episode, has your use of social media gone down? I don't think it has it? So I'm watching.
That was to the audience, yeah.
I
That
mean,
wasn't to me.
Yeah.
All right.
So so anyway, so I see this guy, and oh my god. So the lamest thing, he's got a steering wheel set up, yeah? And he's got 3 monitors, and he's doing that ultra wide Radeon Crossfire bullshit, right? So he's got 3 monitors, and he's playing a racing game, and he's got this car, right? And he's got the steering wheel, he's got the gear stick, he's got an iPad hooked up to the gear stick telling him what gear he's on as well. So I know, yeah, so already I'm getting mad looking at this. And so the race has started, and these other CPU AI cars have just jet off the line. They're fucking right straight off the line, and he's just there. He's there. Already you're thinking to yourself, this is fucking lame, right? Because he's got the pedals and all that sort of stuff, right? And he's putting on driving gloves. They're like the ones with the open back, like here, right?
Yeah.
And he's like doing all this shit, right? Doing all this. And then he'd go fucking hit the mic. Doing the other one as well, like this, putting it on. And then he puts his hands on it. He does, bro, this is the bit that makes me cringe the most. He goes like that, yeah, to grasp the steering wheel. I'm like, nah. And then so everyone's had this huge head start. Bearing in mind, right, he's not as cool as he thinks he is, yeah, because already this is lame. And secondly, you're playing a video game, so if you're about to do this thing, which is what he does, which is catch up to all the other cars with your cool driving skill, whatever. At the end of the day, if they've had that much of a head start and you're about to catch up, that's not on your skill, that's on the quality of the car. Your skill is helping with that, right? So that's just cheats. You're not out racing them. You're just like, I picked a car with fucking, you know, whatever. I don't know car terms. Whatever. If you think that's important, no. If you think that's important, then I'll find out. But he was saying he was driving, and he's going about his stuff, moving from one gear to the next, and he's doing it all proper strong arm in it, like fucking like that as he's driving, and he catches up with all the others and passes them. But I wish I remember what it said, but it was something like you have your domain of dominance and I have mine, or some shit like that. And Bro,
It's
I
a
was
Saturday.
so. I gave that
don't need
a
this.
like so quickly. I liked that immediately. I was like, give me. I absolutely want to see more of it.
You've gotta send me that. That's so
Yeah,
fucking annoying.
I need to really recover it because it was so fucking corny, man. And I know the rest of the team would love to see that. It was so.
Yeah.
Oh, he thought he was the shit. He like it's just the sheer smugness to record the whole thing in the first place. And I think he's got like his gaming PC in the background as well with all the LEDs, RGBs and stuff. But yeah.
Hey, I'm pretty handsome, aren't I?
You know what, right? I would give you that if you grew your hair back out long.
No,
You
I
look
like it like this.
You look like Nandi. Put a photo up. Put a photo up side by side with Sung's face of Golgo 13, and tell me Sung and Golgo 13. If Sung shaved his face, he would not look like Golgo 13.
If I shaved my face, I'd look like 14-year-old Golgo 13.
14-year-old Golgo 13, and you'd be like, you'd have that guitar riff in the background.
Golgo 14.
Golgo 13 this. Duke Togo.
I have to. All that talk about piss, I've got to go piss. And don't worry, you don't have to edit this bit out, alright? So
No, that's fine. I'll hold the fort by
I'll be
myself.
right back. Alright. Yeah.
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 Sung's pisses.
My microphone mutes when I do this.
Oh, what a bitch. What a bitch. You know, that's a level of dorkiness that I can get behind. Because that's a convenience dorkiness. But also it's dorkiness. Yeah, so this episode's been a bit of a shit so far, isn't it? This is a mess. But having a chat with my mate. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Sung's pisses last 3 to 5 seconds because he has a tiny bladder on account of his decreased testosterone levels. But it's not embarrassing. It's inspiring, actually. You know, you should. His Instagram is at Professor Tseng, spelled Tseng. You should let him know how you feel about it, and make sure you give him a follow, I suppose. Or if not following him means that you'll follow me, do that. What was I thinking about? Oh, yeah, I'll have some stories for you guys on the next solo episode. I know Sun can still hear all this as well. The fucking. Just remember, his bladder is legitimately tiny. But it's okay. Like, that's okay. You shouldn't find that funny, because like some people have small bladders and they have to pee extra, right? And he pees lots of times, but for quick short burst minutes. Oh no, he didn't have his headset on. All right.
I feel like a new man.
Yeah, you would. You have to do it, mate. I can't believe that's literally been 3 seconds. Most of the conversation that happened between him getting up and him. You know what, Nand? Take that, edit in, make it longer, because we need to. Because you know, he doesn't need anyone to know that he has a tiny bladder.
I just forced 3 liters of piss through the eye of a needle over the span of about 10 seconds. I cracked the toilet bowl, so you know you can tell your fans whatever you like.
Yeah, Doc Nation. Doc Nation, by the way. Nah, you know what? It didn't make that gross noise, so fucking. But also, that's way too much water in one bottle. I have a similar bottle, but I can't use it.
That's 100. That's all the water I need for the day. That's
you know
what
what?
we got it for. You fill that up in the morning.
Yeah.
If it's done in the evening, you've had enough water.
Yeah, but I would have double of that.
Huh?
I would have double of that through a straw.
And then you wouldn't be able to sleep because you'd be pissing all the time, wouldn't you?
No, but fucking pissing's great. Pissing is fucking great.
Yeah, you know.
You know what's
It makes you feel reborn, doesn't it? You're like.
Chocolate rain.
If you can, you know, edit in some like a spotlight from the sky, like I'm Jesus and.
Nand, if you want to do that, do it, but don't do it as well. Just don't do it and let him just look stupid.
Mate, don't do it. I'll beat your wife. I don't care.
So how's your piss?
Huh? Mate. Like, you know when you need a piss so bad you can't even concentrate and you're like, your legs are going on top of each other, you're like, and you
Yeah.
just like, someone's talking to you and you're like, and the second you can, you're like, bye, you know?
No, that's so. It's all about the build up, I guess, at the end of the day, and that's the moral of the story, guys. Is the moral of the story today for this episode is going to be, if you need to piss, hold it extra long.
That's it. It just stops there.
For fuck's sake.
Today's the professor's, secret of the day is the more a piss hurts, the better.
What about like kidney stones and stuff?
Once you get them out, that's gonna be a lot of relief,
But okay, fair enough, because you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Nothing.
Hurts in the moment, but once it's gone, yeah.
That. Wait, hang on. Go for a piss. Go for a fucking piss. That's me. That's me fucking pissing yesterday, man. Last night. That's my second piss. That's my piss and then my
Where
piss.
did you get this soundboard?
Huh?
Where did you get these sounds from?
I just found it. I just found like, oh no, these are meme. So we have actually I should clarify really quick. In our Discord chat, which, oh fucking hell, in our Discord chat we have a friend, Chris, who I might have on one day, who absolutely loves configuring things. It just loves configuring everything, and we asked him to create a meme bot for our Discord chat. So we would hop in the server, start chatting, and then if we wanted to play a dumb sound like I did just then, we could just say, you type in a little something like, oh, meme bot, play this sound or play that sound, and it worked fine. It worked great, and it's always worked great, except for when Chris wants to try an update or change something, and when he does, it breaks. It doesn't just break and it's like, oh, whatever you did, undo that, turn it back. It doesn't just break like that. He fucking breaks it, and then for like 6 months we have nothing. Chris, fix it. So instead,
can you tell Chris as well to stop being a racist?
Chris, it's not okay to call people coloured. What else? And you can't have curry on Christmas and say you're all inclusive. Fucking.
I'm really glad we cleared the air on that one.
Oh mate, oh mate, what? I can't do anything. Can't do anything then. Yeah. So one of the questions, you know what? This isn't the heavy hitter, but like, this is just something I wanted to ask you about. Because I feel like I know what your answer would be, but I think we should explore it anyway. Gorilla fighting a bear, like Kodiak grizzly bear versus a silverback gorilla. Who you got?
Didn't we already have this conversation?
Maybe I can't remember if we did.
I told you all the deep nuances of it as well.
Yeah, but I don't remember, because I've had this conversation with actually a lot of people. Because you'd be surprised how many people, and this is where I think you are. I know what your answer would be. A lot of people take the bear over the silverback.
Yeah, and I know that you're gonna think that I'm gonna go with the silverback because I have a literal ape astronaut on my wall. But
yeah,
right, it really depends on the ground game. Yeah, because I reckon the silverback.
Yeah.
The silverback in the grapple, would do because silverback's arms are gigantic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And the bear is all about the swipe with his huge claws. It's a bear's a fast mover. Once the silverback gets behind the bear, grabs his bear arms around his back and pins him down. The silverback's done it. Yeah. The bear has to keep the silverback at bay with his, his claw-ridden bear swipes.
Yeah.
It's all a range game to the bear. The silverback, it's all about the grapple.
Because
so,
because the
sensible
bear's claws
silverback will dodge.
Yeah. So you take the silverback as the winner.
I said it depends. There's no. It really depends.
But they're not fighting in the ocean. They're fighting.
The silverback will get in there. But if you've got a.
Yeah, I'm saying they're not fighting in the ocean. So if they're not fighting in the ocean, then it doesn't matter. Everywhere's fair game.
They're going to be fighting, in a forest with, pine trees, and there'll be a riverbank nearby because that's where bears like to hang out. It's like I said, man. It's really about like if the gorilla can avoid the bear's swipes, get behind it, grab those arms, pin it down, the gorilla will win. If the gorilla can't do that, if you don't have a Khabib gorilla, the bear will win.
A little bit racist to call Khabib a gorilla, but
Not really.
What I was going to say is, I think a gorilla would win in all cases and scenarios because I can't imagine any other. I think the animal that is capable of mustering up willpower is the animal that's likely to win.
Like,
I'm not wrong.
A bear is though.
Yeah. Yes, but hang on. Give me a second. Just give me a second. I just need to double check something.
Technical difficulties are endearing to the audience anyway, so
What a result. No more delays. You know what's crazy is I had all kinds of fucking. So, you and I were going to do the Diamond Delinquents podcast ourselves, right? Just a long time ago. A little while ago. And I had stuff I wanted to talk to you about from there. Like, stuff I actually wanted to talk to you about.
You came up with stuff back when we were brainstorming that.
Yeah. My list includes, I'm just going to read this out. Favorite games, favorite movies, favorite music, stories, current events, philosophy on game design, philosophy in general, conversation histories, short stories. And then out of nowhere, I've got white rappers that rap about how rap is bad is so corny. because it was something I know for a fact. I know at that time. I was just I think I saw it on Facebook. Just this guy who's like, every white rapper has the same flow. They're like, yeah, and the thing with the stuff and that does that. But when you do this, you're talking it like that, and they all sound like that, right? Like, hey, did you ever think about the things in this? If you rhyme with that and then you smacked it with this, and you're like, oh shit, okay, that sounds like like to someone who's never heard rap before, they'll be like, oh, that's super profound. But this for me is like the 9th white rapper that I've heard being like, and don't you forget, it'll be like they'll come in hard and they'll be like, I spit it with this and then this, right? And then they'll be like, and don't you, and then that's the short kind of like breakdown bit they do where they change the beats like strength and the number of syllables. And don't you think when this is the break, I say something else that rhymes with break? And then they'll do a couple more bars like that. And then once they're done with that, they'll go straight back into the regular flow. The whole time they're talking about how rap has changed, like how rap isn't the same anymore because mumble rap was such a easy target for people to be like, oh yeah, mumble rap shit, oh, I hate mumble rap, whatever. Like, we know mumble rap's bad. Like, we want it to end as much as you guys do. But yeah, it will just keep going. And I was just like, oh, this is so bad. I want to speak to Tseng about it. I don't have the video anymore, but have you seen do you know what I'm talking about, basically?
I do. You know when you were going like, and this? I know exactly the inflection that you're fucking doing as well. It really annoys me.
It's actually infuriating. I hate it. It's so corny. There's so much in just everything that's so corny. It's just the thing that I see in everything. TikTok. Oh my god, the number of people that make TikToks that just aren't funny. But they're doing it for clout. They're doing it specifically for clout. They're saying stuff like, like Indian TikTok does it a lot, but I think to myself, like, fine, Indian TikTok have that because you're just getting out there. You just got Victorian toilets or something like that. I don't know. That's probably racist, and I don't mean it. I mean, Bangladesh probably just. It doesn't make it okay if I start slagging off my own race. That doesn't make it any less racist. What I said.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have to take it, down this route, but you did anyway because this is classic Mohammed.
Look, you know what it is. Whenever I do that, it's me trying to cover up for an anxiety or something I have, because I'm always worried about being misconstrued, and then when I'm construed perfectly and it's not what the people want to hear, I start melting. I'm like, oh, what about this? Like, no, I aligned with you guys.
You do that quite a lot when you say an abrasive joke in like the group chat, and everybody knows what like your humor is as well. So everybody knows that you're joking, and then you form a new private chat with the main participants of your joke and say, by the way, guys, I'm just doing a little joke. I don't want anyone to get offended.
Yeah.
And like often I'm in that and I'm like, why the fuck have you added me to that? I know that you're joking.
because you're actually the snowflake of the lot, aren't you?
I'm not a snowflake, man.
To be
I'm
real,
literally just a puddle.
To be real for a second, it's like, so you're the snowflake. And to be real for a second, you're the snowflake. And that's real.
I'm gonna I don't like.
I'm surprised
what,
you have
what COVID tier are you guys in? Because I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna beat you up.
No, but first of all, like, you're not gonna be able to, yeah. And not
I'm
just
gonna give you
tears.
COVID. I don't even have it. I'm just gonna come. Give
I,
it to
I
you.
think the important thing here is the really important thing. Don't fucking spit mystical dust in my eyes, man.
That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kick down your door and I'm gonna rummage around in my pocket and go and blow COVID all over you.
You know why I'm not afraid? Because I keep strapped. I keep strapped, everyone. Don't fuck with me. Have you got yours? Please tell me you have yours.
I'm looking for it, man. You can't just pull that out like I'm ready.
I got props, man. That's my favourite noise. And you know what Nandy did? Because she knows how important that gun is to me, she replaced the battery in it.
Oh.
She like took it apart, replaced the battery, put it back together. Oh, she's so resourceful. Oh, thank you so much, Nandy. Oh, queen. Said the rest of my family, by the way. Like, my whole family is like, oh, Nandy's so perfect. Oh, we love her so much. She's so resourceful. She does everything.
Does that make you really resentful?
It does. It does. I'm glad they're a fan of my wife, but not if it's at a cost of me.
You're like a spiteful Game of Thrones character.
Innit? You guys agree, don't you?
They can't respond, so I don't know why you're asking them.
Because...
No, I don't have my laser gun, and I'm really pissed off that you showed up to this fucking episode with your fucking laser gun, and you didn't tell me to make sure I had my laser gun on hand.
You know what?
Deeply
It's because...
That's a personal betrayal. You could literally beat up my mum, and that wouldn't be as bad.
Look, okay, I didn't. First of all, I didn't prep the gun. I have it on hand all the time. Because
I'm supposed to have it on hand. It's supposed to be in this fucking drawer, rummaging around in.
But while you do that, I'll just fill in the silence a bit.
It's rummaged. It's rummaged. Don't you fucking dare. You son of a bitch.
Hey, Tseng, are you a good friend? Yeah. Oh man, he sucks dick, man. What a fucking loser. It doesn't even keep the one gift that's important to me that I got him.
I'm gonna shove that slide whistle up your piss hole.
Yeah, but you know what? At least when I piss, it's gonna, it will sound like. And then it will just hang about.
Can you look at your audience camera a sec? Guys, this guy's married.
I'm married. No, you know what? No, no, because
This guy pays bills.
no, because yeah, I pay bills. I'm married. I pay bills. And you know, I'm a relative success. I'm a relative success. I almost dropped my pudding.
What? Relative to what?
Relative to not.
You said you're
Relative to not succeeding.
fucking. That's a stretch.
Listen,
man.
listen. Do you know how I'm a relative success? Is because
Fucking
things
Bourbons.
were going absolutely fine for me, yeah. And I decided, hey, I'll start recording a podcast. That's how you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I make a fucking horrible guest for this because I'm rummaging around looking for a laser gun. I just spilt my fucking bourbons all out in the desk. Yeah, while you're trying to do a little bit. And I don't care. And I don't care. And I don't want you to edit any of this out either because I want to be in here saying, "Oh fuck my bourbons." Yeah,
Oh
because
fuck my
I want everyone
bourbons.
to I want everyone to know that our relationship relies on me disregarding you as a human being.
Disregard these nuts.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You can have that
You know,
on the house,
one
mate.
thing I saw on TikTok, son. Fucking let it go, man. You ain't got the gun.
No, I had to sort my fucking biscuits
You're a
out.
shit friend. If Sung's a shit friend, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Yes, please do that. In fact, I will preemptively like, comment, and subscribe this because I'm a shit friend.
Yeah, that's all right.
Don't bring up another TikTok, man.
Yeah, so I was looking at this other TikTok, right? But someone took the what do you call it? Dr. Manhattan Rorschach Ligma Bulls comic and tried to make it a TikTok using like footage from the show.
What do you mean?
Like using footage from the show and stuff and poor voiceovers. Oh, it's not even like that's how unfunny it is. I'm trying to talk about it. It's not even interesting. That's how fucking bad it is.
This is what I just said. Don't bring up another TikTok. So stop.
sorry,
Find an
TikTok is all I
hang on.
do. I actually don't do anything
Topics
else these
for-
days.
I'm gonna
With
go back
with
to
with
topics
the
for
with the
podcasts.
gyms closed. Look at this. This is the most pitiful muscle cam you've ever seen. That like there's nothing for me to show you. June there'll probably be something if I'm still doing this. I'll still do this. June there'll be something, but this is the most pitiful fucking muscle cam. Some people might not know, but and probably everyone, but Sung often acts as a wayward moral compass or a or my conscience in a lot of cases, because there's things that I do or talk about or think about, and the sort of knee-jerk reaction is, okay, well that's probably not okay to do, but then sometimes I'm like, I wonder why that's not okay to do, and I'll ask you about it and you'll be like, oh, here's a logical reason for why that's a dumb idea or why that's a huge risk or something like that.
Well, I
yeah.
mean, probably a pretty good example is your use of the C word.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's quite recent as well, so it's
Yeah,
relevant to your
okay, fair
podcast
enough.
as
Fair
well.
enough.
So-
I find it really easy. I find it really easy to say the C word, right? So I said I say the C word too easily, I think. But to me, it's not a serious word. It's not a big deal word to me. Like when I hear it, when I say it, I'm like, oh, it's just like fuck or something. And everyone's okay with fuck now, anyway. And I think maybe the C word goes the same way. And then it's about how many adjectives you apply to the swear word.
I think that it's it carries an air of aggression behind it. It's quite an aggressive thing to say, and also because it's a euphemism for vagina, it's seen as a misogynistic term as well. So the fact that it's aggressive combined with this misogynistic term makes it. It's just a word that a lot of people are like, and where you say, "Oh, I find it really easy to say," that's a
Yeah.
common justification for people who don't remove, you know, sexist or even racist language from their vocabulary. And removing that kind of language from your vocabulary, I mean, the way I look at it is there's a more creative way to say something than to just be aggressively like just swear at it. And I know
Yeah.
that I say fucking shit a lot. Um, but sometimes it's like, why resort to that? I can do better than just saying, fuck here. And
Yeah.
it's the same thing, like, and that's the thing with like, we used to say stuff, oh, that's gay, like, um, you know, eh, I mean, we still do it a little bit because we've been doing it for so many years that it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to unlearn the,
I don't think in 20 well, I mean definitely this side of Me Too, yeah, but I don't think for a long while, I've used gay as a sort of outside of being ironic.
But that's the thing is that like we've only ever used it in that context because we've always thought that,
I might have used it
it's always been
legitimately
a
back in school.
parody.
I might have used it legitimately back in school, but that's because I went to an all boys school and no one like it's an all boys school. Statistically, a lot of people there are gay. But
There was
you would
there was
never
a
know.
time where we all probably used it seriously in that context, but I
Mm.
would say that at least since like halfway through secondary school or up to college
Yeah,
era, it was pretty well known that you shouldn't call things gay as a joke. Yeah.
I
And
think
by
yeah,
that point, we just liked saying things were gay as a joke for the juvenile parody of it, right?
mm.
Because you have to be an idiot to say, "Oh, that's gay," and actually mean that in a
Yeah,
negative way. And we parodied that by going like, you almost take on the voice of a chav in a way by going like, "Oh, that's gay," like you're taking the piss out of the concept
yeah, yeah,
of being a juvenile twat. But I personally find that I still do that every now and then.
yeah,
Um, and it's quite a difficult process to unlearn that when you spend many years absorbing that into your vocabulary and it becomes a default way of saying something.
mm.
So when you say, "Oh, it's super easy to say the C word,"
Mm.
it's a similar principle. Like it shouldn't be that easy because it is a word that upsets people
Yeah,
and it's an aggressive word as well. Like there's a better way to say what you're trying to say without choosing the most aggressive, most offensive possible option.
yeah, and I suppose
Which is not to say don't do you. You
yeah.
say what you want at the end of the day.
No, I appreciate that. Thanks. And I mean, like the word "gay" has a lot more gravitas around you because you came out the closet around like halfway through secondary school. That was around the time
Oh mate, I sucked a dick every day since secondary school, man.
you're married. You're getting married, man. You got
That's what's for breakfast today, wife, and she goes, "It's dick."
it's
And
but
Idris Elba comes in. Or something.
Idris. I mean, I appreciate that you went for Idris Elba. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's inclusive or if that's a knee-jerk reaction to, oh, I know, big black cock is funny. Let me find the most popular one that I can think of.
No, I just think Idris Elba's hard. If you're gonna be gay, why not go for someone who's gonna,
I'll
you know,
say.
Idris Elba will dick you down if you're gay.
I don't know about that, man.
He'll do the job. Yeah, because he DJs as well, doesn't he? So he
One,
might be.
one sec. I just heard something fall over outside, and it's most certainly Layla trying to come up the stairs to come over. And it just sounded like so much stuff fell over. Ned, is everything all right back
Yeah,
there?
you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, did you see a little
We should probably
head
stop.
poke out?
Current topic.
You don't understand. It sounded like she fell down the stairs. So you're an atheist, right?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Can't convince you.
I'm like, huh?
I can't sell you. I can't sell you on the 1%.
I'm like, I'll tell you what. I'm like 90% atheist.
90% atheist. You know what? I would have been able to work with 1%. You've given me 10, right? So here's my pitch. Yeah? Is my pitch. I exist, therefore I am.
Okay.
Right? Who said that?
Rene
Prophet
Descartes.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? He's the one that said that, right? He said, "I think, therefore I am," and that's how
Hang on. He said E equals MC squared as well.
E
Didn't
equals MC squared. That came directly from the Quran, as we all know. Albert Einstein was originally Muslim. He was he was made non-Muslim by he's
That's the noise when we. That's the noise we do when Mohammed's about to take it too far.
Global.
Look, yeah.
Nah. the global.
Look, yeah. Einstein was Jewish, right? Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
Judaism is part one of Abrahamic religions, where Christianity is part two, and Islam is part three. So really,
yes.
Eventually, Einstein becomes a Muslim.
So
Eventually.
and you know what? And you can take that.
Have that win.
You know what? Professor Imam Tseng. Understand. You should understand. You should understand that what he's saying is often true. Sometimes.
Because this is not this isn't a room right now. This is the top of a minaret.
The top of a minaret. He's about to bang out. He's about to bang. Okay, so me and my friends have this thing called, where we try to keep track of jokes of the year. Right. So we just like, if someone bangs out a fucking proper funny joke, we all go, fucking, that might be joke of the year. Then we try to remember what those jokes are. Last year, don't even know what it was because of coronavirus. We just didn't have enough hangout time to bang out jokes of the year. But I'm sure there were really, really funny ones. But a minaret is there because your I think they call it a muazzin, yeah? He goes up to the top of the minaret, puts his hand up, and says the azan, right? The adhan. And that's the call to prayer. So I don't know how this came about. So the azan starts off like, Allahu Akbar, and then it's just over and over again. And then there's a bit Hayya al falah, which I think means like, I think it means drop what you're doing right now and prostrate. It doesn't mean that. And I should know what that means. Anyway, I did an impression. I won't do it here because it's just absolute volume, right? But I did an impression to the others of Godzilla doing the azan. And mate, it was so fucking funny because he's got this tiny arms, right? And a muezzin, he does this. He puts his hands by his like ears, yeah, and it'll be like, Allahu Akbar, Allah, and it'll be like that, right? Proper Arab singing style, right? And I just thought, like, Godzilla like that, trying to get his hands up to his thing, proper bending against it, but then just, I'd have to go like, nah, I can't do it, and my voice doesn't feel right. But I would proper belt out a fucking Godzilla fucking impression, right? Again, it'd be like, they'd be fucking just non-stop in your ears, top tier volume, absolutely blast out your eardrums. But I think just the sheer fucking impact of it was hilarious. I'm sure it's some level of blasphemy, actually, to think, Godzilla could be... Probably because God's in his name. But it's not about being a god, is it, really?
Off the back of numerous things you've talked about with Islam, I've gone online and looked at, the various websites which are you're asking like a scholar about certain things. And the general gist I get of it is, it's blasphemy if you are somehow distracted from your worship of God, right? And then they're like, I mean, you had that mate who wouldn't go to the cinema because it was like some imam said you shouldn't go to the cinema.
He was the one. He
because
was the one that tried.
blasphemy.
He was the one that also happened to scam all of my friends out of money. But yeah, go on.
yeah. Like some sins are all right.
Yeah. Some the sins that hurt you the most, they're fine.
Yeah. I mean, my takeaway from that is if you go to the cinema and you're so engrossed in what's happening that you forget about God, and that's all it takes, then you're probably not that pious to begin with anyway, and you probably need to check yourself anyway. I got the general idea that, you know, it's not blasphemy if you know you don't mean it.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because
think that's key.
you know, if God is kind of like an omniscient, he knows everything, he can see everything kind of deal.
Yeah.
Then he probably knows that you doing a Godzilla impression isn't the same as you believing that Satan is right, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it's not the same.
Yeah.
If you were like, oh yeah, but what if Godzilla could legitimately be, you know, making the call to prayer, but then you'd have to be a complete and utter moron to even start that line of thinking.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously Godzilla isn't even real, right? So I couldn't actually put him over God because he would need to exist first. Oh yeah, I've got lots to say about that. Yeah, I don't care much for the atheist opinion outside of science, and even then, you know, the ones that declare themselves the atheists, they're not really that interesting anyway, are they? Oh yeah, that's what I'd want to hear. I want to hear interesting scientific introductions of theory, and then also want to be abused for living my life the way I live it. Fucking.
I'll tell you what though, you know who else is an atheist?
Who?
This guy.
No, he's not, man. No, he's not.
Yeah,
he's listening to nasheeds on his earphones. There, you can see he's got earphones on. He's listening to Islamic music. He's listening to an imam give an entire fucking sermon. I
know for a fact Muslims don't believe in space, so he's not. You know,
Muslims don't believe in space because of the scientific idea that space isn't actually anything. It's all a vacuum, isn't it? The only thing that really exists in there is tiny amounts of energy moving. So you believe in that? Yeah, sure. I just out-scienced you, is what happened. Islam 1, Allahu Akbar. Islam 1, atheists 0. Top bins that was. Top bins, absolute from outside the box, Messi. Fucking top bins, right fucking there.
You know what you are? You're really good at winning fights that haven't been started.
Yeah. I'm a master of that, man. If that was a martial art, I'd be like diversion kung fu. So I'm allowed to do Chinese accents now, fully. So it's because yeah, because
because of COVID.
No, not because of COVID. Definitely.
Who you about to tell me gave you the pass? Huh?
I inherited the pass.
Fuck off.
I inherited the pass.
Son of a bitch.
I inherited the pass after I found out that I was actually 0.8% East Asian. I contain East Asian DNA in my blood and bones. And tell me right now, I'm not 0.8% Chinese.
We already discussed this, yeah? That's not a percentage of your origin. That's a percentage of shared DNA archetypes, yeah? And me and Rob already discussed this. It's more likely that East Asians are 0.8% descended from you than vice versa.
So then, you know, parent-child relationship, I inherit.
No.
Or rather, they inherited Chinese from me, really, is what happened.
No, they
what that means is
the right to make funny Indian accents.
No, it doesn't work that way, right?
But they can also make funny white people accents.
All right, but in Muhammad's hierarchy of racial allowance, right? It goes black people at the top because of slavery, and then it goes brown people because of 9/11 and the Islamophobia that came out after that. Like, we didn't earn it because of 9/11. It goes.
Hang on though, because do you class brown people as Middle Easterns and South Asians and Southeast Asians because they're all technically darker
No,
skinned?
so Middle Easterns, Middle Easterns. Yeah, so that sounds right, doesn't it? That sounds so. There's something about that.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else to call that general area.
Yeah, no, but it is the Middle East. But I'm saying that just the phrase Middle Easterns plural. It feels like a really. It feels almost derogatory.
It's a huge paintbrush.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a
So-
massive broad stroke.
So Middle Eastern people, because that's what they are. And
No, I'm the
I
racist.
believe that.
Thanks, everyone.
I believe that. Have I said a single racist thing? Not after I justified my DNA. Whereas, fucking money chops McGee over here.
You watch. I'll get a.
You're gonna get a DNA test, and it's
23.
gonna come back saying 100% Germanic white. It'll come back saying no. You know what? It'll come back saying 100%. Like the colon eye face. You know, like the face that thingies make. The lead in a sitcom, and they're looking at you like, I can't, like, they got that face on there like, oh, hijinks are happening around me. That's what it'll come back.
It will come.
100%. It'll come back.
come back
100%
and I will
Seinfeld is what it'll come back.
It's gonna come back, and I'm gonna have 1% of every DNA type on Earth because I'm the average man.
No, because the only imagine you're like, because there's no element of you that is black, right? Like African. You don't have any Africanized features. The if I was like a lawyer trying to sell that you were some level of African and I had to find something, I'd be like, well, I suppose Haitians have like cheekbones that are kind of high, and his cheekbones are almost sort of kind of high. That's all I'd be able to give you, because the nose is English. You don't have full lips. You only have a bottom lip.
You're actually right. I do only. It's a good bottom lip though. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, fine.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a flat bottom lip.
And you
I'm
don't
not
have
thin lips American.
You've got one incredibly supple bottom lip. Hello, ladies.
That's what it is. 50% white people lip.
Concentrate power of will. 100% reason to remember the name. You remember that song?
You know what me and African descended fellas have in common? Dark hair.
Okay.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
On that note, I think if I owned a on that note, I think if I owned slaves, I think I'd be capable of being a lot more benevolent than your standard slave owner. What kind of slave owner do you think you would have been during the transatlantic slave trade?
I wouldn't be one. Mate, I don't buy Nestle products now, so even during the modern day where something is widely acceptable, yeah, and I don't do it, it's the same.
But you're
If I was
mad
back
pro
then,
Israel.
there would be a widely acceptable business practice. I'd be like, nah, I'd rather get organic, you know?
But I
I'd rather
suggested BDS to you, right? Boycott, divestments, sanctions, right? And you were like, you looked at me like, but I don't see anything wrong. It's
I don't know
out
what
of
that
order.
is.
The BDS fucking. All right, well that fell flat. I was referring to the you know how there's a movement to avoid buying Israeli products to help stop funneling money into Israel.
Oh yeah, you did send me that, and I did stop buying from all those companies.
Listen, what top tier virtue signaling over here? Because I know you buy, I know you buy specifically medjool dates from Israel during the Ramadan period. I know
don't
you do
fucking
that.
I don't touch dates in general.
Yeah, because look, that cardigan. Obviously, you're 46 and you're now into figs and dates and milk.
This did you just call this a cardigan?
Yeah. What is it?
This is a mate. This is a robe.
Nah.
This is a robe. Yeah, it
A
is.
robe.
Yeah, it is. This is my professor's robe. All professors get this.
Hey, if you turn up to a class, right, wearing those robes to your
I'm instantly respected. I'm instantly respected. They look at me and they go, "Oh, fuck."
if you turn up to your
And I go like this,
oh,
like that.
already
I do the bow with the spinning arm,
fucking
yeah, and like that, and
boiling.
all of,
Absolutely boiling with rage right now. Absolutely fucking boiling with rage.
And I just go, class is in session, and
Ned,
everyone just shuts up.
Ned, put a reverb on him saying class is in session.
And then everyone shuts up.
And put a reverb on me asking you to put a reverb on him as well.
and I. Why didn't you add a slide whistle to that, you fucking joke?
Where is it? I don't. I tell you what I do have.
Nah, it's not funny. It's not funny because you've had to look for it. It's not funny, so don't do it.
Tell me it's not funny, man. Fuck you. I'm
Huh?
wearing velour joggers.
Right.
I'm wearing velour joggers, and they're making me so hot. And that boiling with rage. I'm wearing velour joggers because I'm bougie a little bit, not majorly. I'm a little bit bougie, and I wear velour joggers. You see, the muscle cam isn't just for my arms, man. My legs are the highlight of the show. Do you see that flexibility though?
But did I see it?
Fucking yeah.
Mate, I can't get my leg. I can't. If I try and lift my leg up, I can't get my foot above knee level.
Honestly, almost pulled my quad. Fucking genuinely almost pulled my quad. What was you talking about?
Oh, it doesn't matter, man. None of this matters.
None of this matters. Have you been playing anything?
You know what? I say that. I say, and none of this matters, and I still fully expect everyone watching this to be having a good time listening to this because this is quality content. Yeah,
You
I've listened
got to
to
remember
a few podcasts, and this is what podcasts are. Podcasts aren't content; they're just some guys chatting, and they just say fucking nothing.
Yeah, and they just put it out there, and yeah. So
yeah.
Well, have you been playing anything recently?
Nah.
All right. Did you hear about that?
Children, man, I don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, would you say video games for children? wasn't your dissertation on how video games are art? Your entire dissertation was literally on how video games are art.
Yeah, and you know what the conclusion was? They aren't, because they're for children.
The conclusion was they're for children.
And I got top marks. I got a full distinction, and my lecturer was like, "This is the most correct argument I've ever seen," and everybody else in that course failed. And then I started my own company, and now I'm a millionaire, and that's why I live in a little girl's room with a fucking fluffy robe on.
You're right there, mate.
Fucking hell.
No, you know what? Nah, I'd say that's so aggressive, man. Chill. That's so chill. Just chill, man. You're fine. You're doing all right. I believe in you. I believe in you. Okay, no, right. So to be honest, you and I mean, I'm much more loud and obnoxious. And you're obnoxious and quiet. and that's fine. But we both, I think, deal with a level of anxiety and nerves on a sort of on our day to day. I know you were definitely back in the day a lot more anxious about stuff. But you like you seem, at least to me, like you have a lot more confidence in yourself. Do you think there's anything that's given you confidence in yourself?
Um, there's a lot of you know, I mean, back when we first met, and for like a good number of years after that, I mean, you're aware that I had pretty severe chronic depression. Well, not severe, but I had chronic depression, which means that at base level, I'm always like quite low, and that comes with a host of things like anxieties and motivational issues,
Yeah.
which sort of go hand in hand. And you kind of have to do a lot of mindfulness. I don't want to say training because that sounds fucking lame. But
just embrace the phrases, because at the end of the day, they're what people understand most about what you're trying to say.
Yeah, like okay, so mindfulness training or mindfulness practice, where you're constantly re-examining yourself and your actions and the effects of those actions. And actually, a good deal of my confidence comes from the early stages of our friendship, because you had an abundance of confidence back then. Probably too much, but that was probably for the best. Because there were a lot of things where, like, I'd be too anxious to do something and you would say, "So what?" or "What's the worst that can happen?" and things like that. And those are the kinds of questions that, when I do feel anxiety, those are the kinds of questions that I have to ask myself. And the training is about learning to recognize when you're having an anxious thought, and then you know you don't an anxious thought just comes from somewhere. You don't invent an anxious thought. It's not an anxious thought is never an active thought. But you can react to it. So you get an anxious thought and you react to it by saying, well, what's the worst that could happen? I need to tell my boss I'm too stressed at work. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah. What if he says no? Or what if he says that's too bad? The worst that can happen is I just keep going and I trail off and I find a new job. Yeah. You start to examine things, you need to you realign your context and you start to examine things, 3 or 5 steps ahead without catastrophizing. Like doing this podcast, the reason I wasn't anxious coming into this podcast is because it's like the worst that can happen is no one watches this and we just talk shit for an hour, which is what we normally do anyway.
Yeah.
And the best that can happen is this takes off and lots of people see it and they really enjoy listening to us. And to a greater extent to you. So, I can really say whatever I want. It will get edited, it will get cut down. There's nothing to be worried about. I'm just talking to a mate. And the worst that can happen is, it makes zero impact. There's no minus impact to things that you do. There's only no impact and positive impact.
Yeah. I mean,
unless you commit murder.
Yeah, I mean, murder or topics that we prefer to stray off from. The fact that I'm 2 for 2 for both episodes. Yeah, no, that's probably the most insight this podcast has and will ever have. Very useful dialogue. My confidence back in the day, that was a lot of me. That was honest to goodness confidence, I can say for certain back then, because you can't have shame if you don't know what to be ashamed about. And a lot of my behavior back then was literally just me being me, and just absolutely powering through with being. I went to an all boys school. I'm now surrounded by girls, and I'm thinking to myself, "Ooh, I could have a chance with anyone, right?" I looked gross, really bad. I'm surprised I was ever able to actually communicate with people looking back on it, because I look back on myself and I'm like, my sense of style was out of this world. But I think confidence is what sold it a lot.
So thinking about that,
Mm.
then why then do you think that you were more confident back then, but you're less confident now, and like to the point where you're having, a little bit of anxiety about recording an episode,
Yeah, I think it.
with someone who you're used to speaking to all the
Yeah,
time?
yeah. I think it's just knowing more, being more aware. Like I'm a lot more ashamed these days of doing something embarrassing. Like things are still super embarrassing to me, but I have different methods of coping with them. These days, I'd rather not do something embarrassing in the first place. So that involves sort of risk management, I guess. But the problem with that is you end up, if you're not prepared to embarrass yourself, then you're not really prepared to enjoy things. And life is humiliating. Start to finish, life is full of humiliations. And life is about how you handle those humiliations. Do you let each of those create some kind of permanent trauma? Or do you take it on the chin and move forwards? Or, in my case, I found like a third route of dealing with embarrassment and stuff is when something embarrassing happens to me, I just tell as many people as I can about it. Because I figure if I take ownership of it and tell everyone, that's what I'll do. I'll explain. I'll give this story to you guys properly another time. But the story of me exposing my bare dick and balls to 400 plus people, I think it was about 600 people, is a uniquely embarrassing situation. But the more people I tell about it, the better I feel about it. It's not as embarrassing. Like other people hear about it and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't imagine being in that situation." But when they really boil it down and think about how that happened to me, they just think it is just funny.
Boiling it down is for me like the core technique
Mm,
for dealing with any kind of embarrassing or anxious situation.
mm.
Like once you strip all of the fucking faff and shit on the outside,
Yeah,
all of the social politics on the outside, and you boil it down to its bare essentials, mate. There was 400 people in there. 200 of them have seen dick and balls. Oh, no, you know what? All of them have seen dick and balls before.
mm,
Yeah. It doesn't matter
yeah,
if you boil it down to its bare essential. The worst case there is that everybody has a funny story,
mm.
and if everybody has a funny story, then that can't be a bad thing,
Yeah. When I look back on that situation, I think to myself, I kind of wish more people saw it. And then I start to think about stuff like I kind of wish more people saw it. And then I think, I kind of wish. And this sounds weird, but it's not, right? Hear me out. I kind of wish someone's kid saw me in that state. But hear me out. Hang on. Yeah, no. But, hold on. I kind of wish someone's kid saw me.
Mate, that's so out of contextable.
Yeah, I know, right? So I hope someone's kid saw me, and then that kid gets fully proper traumatized from it. Yeah, hang on, you still got to bear with me with this, and then that parent is mad at me for it, because then I'm like, but I didn't do this on purpose. This is literally just an embarrassing. But I want someone to try and make it about themselves, and then I'll be like, oh man, that sucks. But then I get the win in the long run of, but you now your kid's traumatized.
There's totally a way you could have said, I want someone to make this about themselves without saying, I want to expose my dick and balls to a kid,
No, that's not what I said though. That's not what I said.
That's
I said, and you know what actually,
kinda what you said.
you know what actually, and you know what actually,
said.
nah, no, it's not. And you know what actually, that did, because when the door opened, it was the result of this kid with a fucking shit haircut. Again, I don't want to get into it right now. But I'll discuss it on a solo episode. That'll be an interesting story to tell. I hope you guys will be interested in that.
Yeah.
But moments like that, where you're supremely embarrassed, like literally being caught with your pants down in the most literal sense. Yeah, if you think of any situation that you can think of embarrassing happening to you, yeah, what's the most embarrassing thing you can think of happening to you besides like bending over and showing your actual bare asshole and taint? to on national TV or something. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like the worst thing I can think of. But realistically, you're only ever going to see the impact of an action like that in about around 400 people in your lifetime, right? With the exception of social media. About 400 people in your lifetime. That happened to me is what I think.
And you know what? The people that actually care about you as a person, they'll write that off. Like, if you go through a really horribly embarrassing thing like that, then, you know, your core group of friends and, you know, your family, provided they aren't all completely garbage, will just be like, oh, that's just a funny thing that happened to my friend or my son or brother or something.
Yeah.
They're never, no one's, you know, no one in at least our group is gonna look at you like, fucking hell, like, ostracized from the group.
The level
they're
of
just gonna laugh at it. It's gonna be funny, and then we're gonna move on with our lives, because the only people that are gonna care about that longer than 5 seconds are gonna be people whose lives are who probably need to go through the same boiling down process about everything in their lives. You know?
Hey, if you have a friend that you tell something embarrassing to, or something embarrassing happens in front of that friend, right? And they know that it's affecting you on a really fucking sincere level, and they still make fun of you in that moment. They don't even think to like try and be nice about it. That's not a friend. If there's a moral to the story for this episode, guys, if there's a moral to this episode, if your friends make fun of you, then what's I trying to say?
Shut the fuck up.
If you're,
you know,
if
this
friends...
this podcast sucks. This podcast sucks. This is a shit podcast. You're ugly. Your t-shirt is ugly, mate. Sort your eyebrows out, for fuck's sake.
My eyebrows are fine, thank you. My eyebrows are okay.
You look like you haven't put moisturizer on your face for a week.
I definitely look like I've moisturized, man. Don't even fucking question me on that. I moisturize every day. How else do you think I look this youthful, man? I'm 29. I look 23.
You look
and
31.
That's 6 years. I don't look 31, man. I don't look 31.
You look
if you
31.
think I look,
your
if you
t-shirt,
think I look 31, if you think I look 31, like, comment, and subscribe.
The moral of the story for this episode is, if your friends make fun of you, you know, they're right, and you should take that to the grave.
Take this.
Whatever they say, you should take to the grave.
Okay, it depends on your friend, really. Okay.
You should let every little thing that people do, that you don't know or care about, complain about you. You should let infest the deep recesses of your soul and consume you.
You know, that's how school shootings happen. You know.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man, because, you know.
That's how school shootings happen, man. That drinking that obnoxiously to your brown Muslim friend. Yeah, you know what? Nah, we don't need to joke about that, man. We don't need to joke about that. This is going out into the public space, but I still want to address the fucking NSA intern. That I don't think
we've not spoken to NSA intern
in such a long time. So I'm certain I'm under surveillance, of some sort, just because like I'm a bit loud, boisterous, and impulsive. And I think that someone's...
But that's not all. The reason that you think you're under surveillance is because you're a Muslim in the UK, post 9/11,
okay,
and B, you constantly make jokes about ISIS and blowing stuff up.
And waiting on that number 3 redeeming thing that you were gonna say.
You just said the word school shootings like 3 times, which on some distant database is going bring, bring, bring. Yeah, proper popping up with red flags non-stop.
Trying to be patient, but
There's no. That was point three.
That was point three. Wait, hang on. So there's no
That was point.
redeeming. So there's no redeeming part of this.
There's no redeeming factor. You I mean, the redeeming factor is the world is unjust for surveilling you.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, have that.
yeah.
Congratulations, that's your win.
Look, I'm not a nasty guy, right? I actually think I'm very kind. A model of kindness, actually.
It's easy. Yeah.
Huh? No, I think
Don't lay it on too thick.
No, I think I think you know, but without going too into it, right? I think I'm probably the Messi of kindness, yeah? I'm the you know what? It doesn't sound as nice. Like something a little less, maybe, perhaps. I'm the Kobe of kindness, right? Like,
you think Kobe Bryant of kindness.
The late Kobe Bryant of kindness, right? Because I'm always prepared to.
Late in a minute.
I'm always prepared to help people, right? And not have to publicize it. But that being said, right? I found £20 on the floor the other day. I found a £20 note on the floor. I picked it up. The old me would have taken that and just bought, I don't know, candy.
Krispy Kremes.
But the Krispy Kremes.
Many Krispy Kremes as you could buy.
I would have bought 4 dozen Krispy Kremes on a buy one
4
get
dozen
one
Krispy
free
Kremes.
deal.
And the Tesco's have like the pre-roasted chickens. You buy one of them as well.
And 0.00001 of a Bitcoin as well, right? Is probably what I got to. So I found that, and then I was like, oh man, I can't. Like, I found the money, and I thought, well, I can't keep it because it's not my money. I have to donate it. I've been holding onto this £20 note for like 5 weeks now, and I've been looking for homeless people to give it to. I haven't seen one homeless person in 6 weeks of non-stop walking every day, multiple times a day walking.
Well, yeah.
Haven't come across one.
It's lockdown, isn't it?
Where did the homeless people go though? Like they didn't go back to their homes.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what you're doing right now, I used to do the same thing. Back when I would go out and I had, the big coat that I had, in the inside pocket, I'd put all my change in there, and it was like a homeless man. Oh, sounds like the Monopoly man. Scraps, but I had like a homeless man lottery in my little pocket where all my change.
Oh man, this sounds well unethical.
The first homeless person I see. No, well, yes and no. Like, let's be real.
Out of context, this sounds so unethical. But I get what you're saying.
To call it the homeless man lottery and to say, it's my chump change sounds really unethical.
Hey, you didn't realize
that was chump change.
You didn't mention chump change until just now, man. So that's something you honestly feel in your heart, that you're like, I'll give him my chump change. That's something you feel in your heart. You're like, hey, someone's like, oh, you got any spare change? You'll be like, I have no spare change for you. I have chump change for you. Congratulations, you just won the bum lottery.
I only kept notes, so anything that was coins, including £1 and £2 coins, I would put in this pocket. And the first homeless person I come across, I give it all to them, and then I go and pay for stuff in notes still. And then all the change ends up in that pocket. I would constantly be giving out all of my change to homeless people.
Yeah.
Which does sound like, when you say it's the homeless people lottery, it sounds fucking terrible. But now I don't pay in cards, so now I don't get anything. So really, is it any better? Yeah. Well,
I mean, we're moving to a cashless society, and that's an interesting topic, isn't it?
How weird
bettering
would it be
yourself
if,
financially. Sorry, go on.
How weird would it be if you wanted to give change to a homeless person, they pulled out a fucking card machine?
Oh, bruv. I'd be like, nah. I'd be like, nah, you don't, nah. If he pulls out a card machine and he has preset fucking auto contactless stuff in there as well, like, oh yeah,
He had it.
It's like a £5 every time.
he hands it to you, and it's on the screen that says, "Would you like to add a gratuity?" Yes, with the tip and the cross. You know, you get at restaurants where they go, "Okay, it's ready for you," and then they hand you the card machine. It says, "Would you like to add a tip?" And I'm like, I wonder how slyly I can put no
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
without them seeing, and then keying our car or something
yeah.
on the
Oh
way
my
out
god,
because
you know,
they rightfully should.
they yeah, yeah. I mean, they're not in it necessarily. Like it's not like things are going well and they're then people don't scam you out of money when things are going well unless you're like full blown scammers. Do you know what I mean? Um,
Which
and that's why I
exists
think.
because society isn't going well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That is what I think about the looters with all the BLM protests and stuff, and they're also looters.
Mm.
And some people are like, "Oh, looting should be not okay," but yeah, yeah, I know, I know. And Andy trying to police our conversation. She's like, "You should."
Oh,
She doesn't like when I do impressions of her. So I won't do an impression. Well, I'll do
yeah. I
it's a light one.
I can totally understand that.
Yeah, but she was like, "All right, boys, it's time to wrap it up." And I was like, okay, Nant, that's fine. Don't need to be aggressive. And she actually was like, look, mate, I'm not fucking around. It's an honest to
Yeah,
goodness impression of her.
yeah. Nah, she just goes data instead, and then
Data. Oh,
blasting your
she
head with
says,
some
she says,
shit.
she says, data makes me boiling mad.
Yeah,
Database. Data.
it's data. It's
Data.
one T, one A, data, isn't it?
She loves how some people say like really common things. She loves a common English accent. She doesn't like the scum that live next door, but she likes a really common accent. And I was showing her this video of this. Have you seen that video where it's like this London road and it's like flooded like crazy? And this one person stopped in front of the entire flood, and this other guy's beeping at him to move out the way. The guy moves out the way and he goes in, and everyone's like, "Oh, here we go!" And he drives into the water, right? So if the water's coming down, like this, yeah, like that, and they're driving
Yeah.
into it like this, and this is the top of their car. So naturally, if the more they go in, they're gonna immediately hit, like if that's the top of their car, just for the viewers, drive into it, you're naturally going to be like completely submerged if you keep going. So he goes in. Obviously, you're not going to get completely submerged because air, right? But he goes in, and then eventually you just see the car sort of stop, like he can't get any more force into it, and the car just starts floating like along. So he's completely lost control of the car, and everyone's like, "Hooray!" And then there's two people in the background going, "Oh, you wanker!" And another guy going, "What an absolute bellend!" and Nancy coming in from Oz, seeing that, she's laughing so hard. She's like, "That is
Yeah. You know what as well is that everyone in Britain is laughing hard at that. Fucking, that's like the real English culture
yeah,
right there. It's
that's
just going, Ray, what fucking idiot.
yeah,
That's all of our culture. It's just saying that.
yeah." All of our culture is you drop a plate, yeah, and it smashes. Everyone in the family goes, "Hey!" Yeah, that like that's everyone's problem, especially if it's your house. Someone could be in my house, drop what you could be in my house, drop a plate. That's like my mess to clean up, but I will look at it and be like, "Hey, fucking wanker," and then go and start cleaning it up.
Oh
That's
man.
like peak British culture. When people are like British culture, what's British culture, and they start going like, terribly sorry, all that garbage. That's not English culture. That's not English culture because that's the Queen, isn't it?
That's French culture.
That's French culture. Ugh.
That's imported French culture from like 400 years ago, some shit.
I hate the
Fuck off,
French so
man.
much, man. I hate the French so much. I hate the French language so much, I should say, not the French. Although the French do have
I hate
problems
the
with race.
French.
I mean, This is a global podcast, man.
Yeah, let them have it.
Look, man, I know how much
What are they?
being liked.
What's the what? No, hang on. What's France gonna do to me
They'll st-
if I say I
you
hate
do,
the
do
French?
you like cheese?
Huh? Yeah, we got English cheese. Mate, most popular one in the cheese is cheddar cheese, which comes from the UK.
Yeah, but forget cheddar. I'm talking about other cheeses, man. You like a good brie, don't you?
Yeah, but like if the
No
French
more
was
brie
like,
for
we're
you.
revoking your brie, I'd be like, I'll live. There's other cheeses. We probably make cheese like that in the UK anyway.
That's how you know I'm middle class. That my go-to.
What you eating? What the fuck are you eating?
Zillionaire's cheesecake.
That's how we know you're fucking middle class, mate. Is that the little goo pots as well? The fucking
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
huh? Hold that up. Hold that up so that everyone can see. Mate, they are £3 a pop. Yeah. That's so fucking middle class.
No, I got them on sale.
Oh
$2.99.
yeah? What?
No, I think it was like
It's
£2.
called Zillionaire Shortcake.
Am I
Fuck
ever
you,
gonna?
man.
Am I ever gonna spend £3 on a cheesecake, man? That's insane. On that
Yeah,
cheesecake.
you would. Yeah,
I'll-
you would. You'd spend £3 on a cheesecake and then you'd eat half of it, and then you'd tell everyone that you're saving the other half, but the other half will never get eaten.
Nah, man. I do eat my food. All right. I do finish my
And
food.
then
Listen to me. I sound like
all
a
of
child.
us,
I sound like a child.
and
I do
there's
finish my
like
food.
and there's like 15 of us at minimum will berate you for being a wasteful son of a bitch.
It's weird how you can't do that now because of COVID.
Can't do what?
Hang around.
Berate you?
Hang around as a group of
Hang around.
15. As a group of 15, mate. I'm sorry I've been so off today. I'm absolutely knackered, cream crackered.
That's alright. Did you get all your topics done? Have you got all your, or was it just
Mate, I just want to point out,
anxiety
I
that you tried to
actually,
bring up twice?
I just, all right. Didn't realize we were being mean. I actually, we've only spoken about 2 topics, and I only really wrote 2 topics. I've got all this other stuff that I'm like, just remember one day. Yeah. So I forgot to mention at the beginning of this podcast. The one thing that's super welcome in this podcast is just singing breaks. So if you feel like just have it belting out a tune, you're welcome
If
to.
I feel like belting out,
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Or if you just wanna, if you just wanna bang, hang on, let me just, if you just wanna bang out you can do that, you know. If you wanna bang out a you can do that as well. I have so many dumb noises just available.
you're making me mad.
What? Nah, man. I'm not making you mad.
Yeah,
You're making yourself
yeah,
mad.
you're making me school shooter mad.
Bruh. You can't say that.
Is that,
That-
can't say that?
You can't say that, man. You can't say that because one thing you and most school shooters have in common is that you've all got shaved heads, like a very short hair.
Really?
I think so. The only thing I can remember is the guy that did Virginia Tech. I think it was Virginia Tech.
I was going off of kind of a like slightly disheveled, very pale white guy kind of deal.
Well, there's that guy with the. I think outfit matters more, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them have short hair.
Outfit totally. If you got a leather trench coat on, yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? If you got a leather
You know,
trench coat on,
you got a submachine gun under there or something.
yeah. If you've got a leather trench coat on, you're on one side of 2 hugely different sides of a spectrum. You're either a school shooter, which is obviously terrifying and horrible, or you're a dork, like you're an actual for real just loser idiot dork.
You know what though? That's a real good example of horseshoe theory because they're not 2 sides of a spectrum. Yeah.
Mm.
This is the spectrum. at like a horseshoe, and at the ends
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
horseshoe, they're so close to each other. Yeah, dogs and
Yeah,
school
yeah,
shooter
that's
are so
exactly.
close to each other on the
Yeah, yeah.
spectrum.
Yeah, like Portsmouth and Gosport.
Yeah.
You can't
Portsmouth's the
just
school shooter,
cross
by the
over.
way.
Portsmouth is good. You know what? I'll have it. Gosport can be the pedos.
No, Gosport's the dog.
Gosport Gosport plays trading card games, and Portsmouth
Yeah.
plays with
Russian roulette
animal
poker.
roadside animal cadavers. That's the
What, as
difference.
a card, like a trading card game? Like in Gosport we play with Pokemon cards, and in Portsmouth instead of Pokemon cards you trade. Oh man, is that a 3 run over raccoon? Oh man, you got a 5 run over raccoon? That's so good.
No. It's more like I'll trade you 3 cat livers for a fox's left lung, and it'll be like, ooh, I don't know about that trade. What if instead of the fox's left lung, you give me the fox's bladder and 1 eye?
Hey man, here's a question you've probably thought you'd never get in your life.
Go on.
What's the Exodia of Roadkill?
Whoa! Wow! The Exodia of Roadkill.
Yep.
I think it would have to be a wild horse because like a horse. If you're in a standard, I don't know why I want to say luxury sedan, right? But let's just say you're in a standard car. You're in a regular car and you're just driving, and a horse is running at you in the opposite direction. You're just driving, and that horse decides to leap at your car. You're losing, right? And the reason this is important to me, okay? So the reason this is important to me. Where is it? Because I have okay. So horse runs at your car. You're thinking to yourself, oh, whatever, right? And then all you're hearing, all you're witnessing, all that's happening to you is the scenario equivalent of this.
Exodia!
You're like, oh, okay, what the fuck? And everyone dies. Every passenger, everyone around you. It is literally an obliteration.
You know what I love most about that is that it didn't even hesitate, and you went straight on to answering that seriously.
Yeah, because that's what.
Zero hesitation.
Yeah, because that's what I think. Because what do you associate with Exodia? Obliteration, right? Because that's what he does. He obliterates, as you just heard. And the thing. So then you got to think about. So what's the roadkill or the Exodia of roadkill? It would be because the horse is gonna die. Don't get me wrong. The horse doesn't survive being obliterated by your car, but it's going to obliterate you and others in the process, which is crazy. Because a horse is like it's organic fleshy material, right? But it's hitting a car, and the sheer impact of what that could do to everything else around you is astronomical.
So you're in the playground in Portsmouth,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some guy's like, I'm casting 3 cat livers and a fox eye, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh well, is that all you got?
Is that all you
Because
got?
I'm
Yeah.
casting.
Yeah, because I'm
casting horse.
I'm casting horse, and people are like, "What do you mean you're casting horse?" And you as your 7-year-old self, you usher your horse in front of the kid, and you just take a knife to its chest and just go.
No, it's roadkill, man. It's
roadkill,
already dead.
okay.
It's just it's flat. So you've got like a deck of roadkill,
Okay.
and you're shuffling, and what's mad about that is they haven't noticed the horse, which is significantly bigger than all the other roadkill you've got.
Okay, yeah.
So you're going through your deck of roadkill, and then you like, what's he gonna cast? And you go, I cast my horse, and they can see the giant fucking flat horse you've got.
Yeah, and it does. But the thing is, when you throw the horse out, it does that thing where like the body hits the ground and then the head does that afterwards. You know how like the body, because it's heavier, the body does that, and then the head and the neck goes like that as well and hits the.
You're saying you pull the horse out and it has a dramatic film death.
Yeah. It has a Bollywood film death. It gets shot and goes,
Hey, fuck this conversation, man.
Yeah. Yeah, this conversation sucks, man. Fucking. Anyway,
This conversation's amazing. I lied. I baited you.
All right, fine. All right, fine. I'll take the loss. We're coming to the end. It's
Any
been
more
2
topics?
hours. It's been 2 hours, by the way. 2 hours of absolute
This is fine.
garbage.
That's
the thing.
No, this has been a really enriching experience for me.
Really.
Yeah, I love talking shit like this.
You're a professor of what do you want to be a professor of? If you had a choice, if you had professor of farts, so of gastronomy.
No, I'm a professor of me own farts.
Okay.
That's my PhD.
Okay, yeah,
PhD in me own farts.
Okay, PhD, and the PhD obviously stands for pretty hydrated diarrhea.
Yep. I'll drink to
that.
that.
Son of a bitch. Nandy, end it there. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, did you need me to say something in that huge void you just?
No.
I
thought I would just leave it at thanks. I thought I'd go thanks for joining us and just leave it there and fade out. Hey guys, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. This probably wasn't the best episode, but we'll keep pressing forwards. This was really fun for me though. And remember, this isn't just Doqcast. This is Doqcast for me, not you. This is a podcast I made for me to enjoy. That's it. Stop and stop. There you go.